Okay, and you are live.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The Paradise League Hans Grand Finale is here. Game number 5. And we are picking and banning like crazy. I believe we're going to have a remake, by the way. making this a little more. Oh, God. If we saw Kane in our final game, I would actually be pretty happy with that.
Maybe we should just have all the teams random for game 5, and whichever team can play their randoms better deserves to be the champion.
Yeah, did I say we're having a no, I totally misspoke. No, this is actually legit. This is totally happening.
Ooh, five melee heroes on each side, all strength. I like it.
Could you imagine? So yeah, no, gonna get a remake here. Not exactly sure why, but obviously something's off. But
First pick
all
was
good.
wrong.
Oh, apparently it was a first pick. Okay,
So it's bugged. It's a 50-50, unfortunately.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah. So we
They should fix this game, man.
Fix the
Yeah,
game.
about time.
About time they fix this game. I'm hoping for a patch tomorrow.
By the way, the stream cannot hear me. I don't know if you know.
No, I know. God, that's crazy to think, though. It is, isn't it? Like, this is. I mean, I've obviously done these Honcasts every once in a while, with these events that you guys have been running, and it's always fun to kind of come back and enjoy doing them. But knowing that this, at least in an official sense, who knows? I've heard rumors of like third-party server or whatever, like, so maybe stuff will continue to happen in some sense. But the official haunt as we know it is coming to a close. Tomorrow night, I believe it is officially midnight East Coast. So crazy stuff. All right, but we are loading back into our final game now. We're still on, I assume, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. Just not talking. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's almost like just kind of hitting me. It's like, this is it, man. This is it.
We should have played all strength. It would have been fun to see 10 strength heroes duking it out.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I guess what I'm trying to think is, like, what hero would I just love to see, like, in the final casted Han game?
We've already seen Devo. I mean, Berserker is your favorite hero, right, Breaky?
Berserker would be pretty awesome.
He's one. I mean, I don't know if he's your favorite hero, but he's one of your favorite heroes.
He's one of my favorites. He's one that I definitely would love to see a team pick up, and because he just goes ham. Hey, for the way these teams have been playing, I mean, feels like Berserker would be pretty damn good. But
he's a hero that doesn't need a lot of farm. He just gets some early items and just fights a lot. So it would make like some kind of sense that that he would like fit the way the teams play, as you kind of said.
Yeah. What other one would? But yeah, you are right with the Diva. Like, the fact that we got a hooker is actually
Tempest,
cool,
maybe some big Tempest ultimates for our last game.
Tempest would be fun. I mean,
we saw Rhapsody. Like, it's almost the same. It's seen some huge melody save people. It's almost the same as huge elemental voids coming up. But...
Tempest, the Behemoth, that'd be cool too.
Oh yeah, the Behemoths. Yeah.
Well, we have some more time to talk about this, apparently. Case of.
Are we?
I just left Han altogether.
Do we need another remake?
This is a mess. What the hell is this game, man? What am I supposed to do? How I cannot control it.
I have Element User on the hotline. Let me.
He cannot do anything. I asked him before for this. He cannot do anything about it.
I know.
So we just have to.
He doesn't know what causes it.
We just have to keep going until the 50-50 works.
It has to work. It must work.
The debate is real. We're just delaying the actual final match a little bit longer. We just love this game so much. We want to.
So
longer.
Team Tim is supposed to be first pick, right? Is that what's okay? Gotcha. Well, we'll get there eventually.
Eventually.
What's that saying? The third time's a charm. This is the third lobby. It's got to work now, right?
That's kind of crazy. That hasn't been an issue yet. We've just been kind of lucky.
Pretty much. I did not change it this time, and I'm just hoping it works. I know that you're ready.
Third time's a charm.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
And 3, 2, 1. We will see. Oh, again. Oh no.
Is it again? Really?
Well,
It doesn't
Oh,
want
this
us.
is hilarious. This is
It doesn't want
hilarious.
us to
This
leave.
is so funny. This is so funny,
Just
man.
have them
on
queue up.
Vesmova.
And,
This
set
is
them
so
up.
funny. Oh my god. This is amazing. What
Should
the
like
fuck?
capture the flag for a final game. Honestly, looking through, like, I actually had to remind myself that the last time I played and did some custom lobbies and stuff, was like, there actually was a lot of game modes that you could play.
A lot that are forgotten.
Yeah, oh well, yeah, a lot of forgotten. Yeah, definitely. Like Watchtower. Remember that one being? We tried a couple of random events on Watchtower back in the day, and it was just so bad. Bad map.
Well, I give up. Third time's not a charm.
Fourth time. The saying is the fourth time is a charm.
Apparently, it's not the
Yeah,
third. Theoretically, we could remake forever.
Remake to the very end.
Does it work now?
All right. Good luck. Have fun.
LHF.
Has there been any Deadwood in the finals games? No.
Actually, that's a hero we do see a lot, actually.
Okay.
Surprised, a little bit surprised we haven't seen any Deadwood.
Okay,
either.
finally.
All right,
Good luck,
fourth
guys.
remake. We are ready to go.
All right, hold on. Reset. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Paradise League Hans grand finale. We have made it. Game number 5. This is it. The $10,000 prize pool on the line. The final match here of Han competitive. So many different ways you can look at this, but hey, we got one more game. It's already been an entertaining as fuck series. Hopefully I can say that. We got the picks coming out, and nothing out of the ordinary so far. As I'm BreakyCPK, joined by What You Got. We have the Wretched Hag first pick, Moira, Sir Bensington. Going to be the two heroes initially for Team Doghouse over there.
So, this series, I mean, if you guys have been watching it from the beginning, it's been literally back and forth. The teams are alternating who wins the game, and apparently whoever wins like the previous game ends up losing the next game. So the momentum does not necessarily carry over. At least that's what the stats are saying. So I don't know if that means Team Tim's gonna win, but Doghouse won the last one, and I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. All I know is we're here in Game 5, and
let it play out.
We're gonna let it happen, and we'll talk about what's going on in the game itself. So. The bans, there is an adrenaline ban here from Doghouse, so we've seen a couple of games of adrenaline. It's not 100% win rate by all means, but they get rid of it. But speaking of 100% win rate, Wretched Hag, I think, has not lost a game this series, and Team Tim did first pick the Wretched Hag. So we see Bensington going over to the side of Doghouse with Moira. Bensington has done quite well this series, but again, I don't think he's necessarily 100% win rate. Doghouse did lose one game with the Bensington in their draft, and then we have Magnus and Torturer following up the Hag. So really nothing's out of the ordinary here in Game 5. It's just been pretty much the same stuff. Give or take some picks here and there for both sides.
Mm-hmm. We have one more ban to go for either team, and then into the next set of picks that we go. Again, it would be fun to. Definitely naming some heroes. It'd be fun to just see go out with a bang. But...
You know what they have not taken out is I'm taking note of the Balfagor, and that is a hero that Doghouse. When I think of Doghouse, I think of Draconis, Tremble, Doctor, and Balfagor. And if Imbaboy leaves Balfagor open, I will not be surprised if Doghouse takes the Balfagor this game, because it is a hero that I mean they did not win with the Balfagor in Game 1, and maybe that might make them shy away from it, but it is a hero that they tend to do very, very well with. I think that Game 1 might have been an outlier where they did not lane it very well. We saw Snooki go into the bottom lane 1 versus 2, and that was not really a situation where Balfagor, I think, necessarily wanted to be in. Now, they're going to ban away the Devourer here, so there is a potential for the Balfagor this game.
All right, keeping an eye on that Balfagor for sure.
And there's a lot of whenever there's a lot of spellcasters like Team Tim has so far with the Torture, the Hag, Balfagor, those are the kind of lineups where he wants to be in, where he's bulking up on magic armor, getting beefy, just kind of soaking all those spells, and then the inevitable ding ding as we hear sometimes with the cookie avatar, he just blows everybody up with that Hell on Neworth. So I don't know. They go the Rhapsody, and when I see the Rhapsody, I think of push lineups. No, they had the Rhapsody last game, and they didn't necessarily have a push team or anything of that nature. But man, that's a pick that worked very well for them in Game 4. So they're gonna go with Salforis here. So far, they have a dual core of Bensington and Salforis. They have 2 hard supports with Rhapsody and Moira, so they have a lot of team fight control to kind of, if they get Lord Salforis beefy, he can tank a lot of stuff, survive very long. Balfagor would, I think, fit very well in this lineup as a 5th pick if they want to kind of make it more of like a mid-game style of lineup. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking about Balfagor until it's maybe picked, but 2 more picks coming up from the side of Team Tim. Still not sure how they're going to run this Torture, but right now it's looking like a mid Torture and then a position 3 Hag, and then they'll pick maybe a hero for Imboboy in the next 2, unless they want to run that Torture Tri-Lane, which we saw them do, or sorry, they didn't run Torture Tri-Lane, but they ran Farming Torture on Imboboy, so they could still look to do that as well. So not quite sure yet until we see the full draft come out here. But I am expecting a main support and a 3rd core on those next 2 picks coming up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and again, this is Game 5. This is it for the series, meaning I would not be surprised if we see both teams even use all that reserve time pretty much down to the wire right here. Because, knowing that this is it, you want to really make sure you're confident with whatever the pick may be. So they certainly are doing that on the side of Doghouse over there.
So yeah,
end up with the Glacius and Pebbles. Okay,
Pebbles Glacius. Okay, I don't know if I've seen Team Tim run a Pebbles in a very long time. This does put them in more of like a mid-game style of draft, I would say.
Talk about nostalgia, by the way, man.
Pebbles Glacius is a pretty strong dual lane if they want to run dual mid with that.
This is just full on like old school Han. Obviously, these are all Dota represented heroes as well. Like, so really just very beginning Han here.
Yeah, it's funny you point that out, actually.
We have that, yeah.
It's not the same on the Hellboard side, though. There's a lot of Han or S2 or whatever you want to call them heroes that are not in Dota.
Heroes, yeah.
Broken heroes. Okay.
All those shit tier heroes.
So
starting something.
So before we see the last pick come out, I think we could see the like 1-2-2 or whatever that we saw in Game 1 from Team Tim. That worked out very well for them. And they have the Pebbles Glacius that can go mid lane. They could just send the Hag like solo somewhere, either top or bottom, and then run the Mag Torture. Maybe like Mag Torture in the bottom lane. Because that did work out very well for them in Game 1, where I think that caught Doghouse off guard. And the smart thing about Imboboy's draft is that he can still run a tri-lane with Torture, Magmus, Glacius in either bottom or top lane, and then Hag can be soloing the opposite lane. So that is something that I do notice, and it's a very smart thing from his draft that he can lane those heroes in many different ways, and that might throw Doghouse off if they can get those lane matchups the way that they want them. Ideally, I think they're going to want a good start on Pebbles and probably the Torture as well. So last pick of the game is going to be Lodestone. They did not go for the Balfagor, so I rambled on about that hero for no reason at all. They picked Lodestone. They put it on Ozof. I talked about this earlier in the series where he's just a really, really good Lodestone player, but they're kind of going back to their roots. Snooki on Lord Salforis, short lane farming. Fa is maybe going to go dual mid with the Rhapsody on Bensington. And then Lodestone will just shout
out real quickly.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Continue on. So, shout out to our sponsors. Again, this $10,000 prize pool and this event as a whole. Paradise League. Big shout out to our sponsors, one being Community Gaming, communitygaming.io. Definitely check it out, guys. The site for a tournament, esports tournament platform from your traditional games to even Web3 games if you're into that scene. So, a lot of opportunity there and an awesome site to participate on. Again, communitygaming.io. And then there's Polydoge. Polydoge is a digital currency with one of the most vibrant communities on this powerful Polygon network. It offers a wide variety of fun interactions to its holders in the form of NFTs, apps, airdrops, and access to different DeFi platforms ready to use on Polygon. Experience it for yourself at polydoge.com. It's a big shout out to those two, Polydoge and Community Gaming, for their sponsoring this event. Again, that $10,000 prize pool on the line. Okay, so as you were talking about lane setups and whatnot.
So I talked about how Team Tim might be doing the 1-2-2. It looks like they are doing that. And funny enough, I think it's actually not fooling Doghouse at all, because they are running the dual mid themselves, which means they've kind of read this lane makeup, probably because they saw the Glacius Pebbles last 2 picks. And I think that the way that the lanes are shaping up, this is how Doghouse loves to play. They send Ozaf into a lane where he's not favored, but he can still do okay. He's Lodestone against 2 heroes, which it's going to be hard enough for a Magnus support to box out a Lodestone. So Torture's going to have to apply a lot of pressure with the Magnus, as we already had some pressure in mid lane, it looks like, with the spells on the Bensington, but no kill just yet. So Ozaf's not going to have a good time, but he's going to get XP and maybe some creep kills. And then on the flip side, Wretched Hag going up against the Lord Sulfuras and a Moira. Once they get some levels up on those heroes, the Hag can get caught by Mana Sunder, and Sulfuras can just run him down with a lot of damage. But getting a good early farm on the Sulfuras means he could look to snowball with jungle stacks and get very, very high GPM. And then I think the big focus of this game 5 is going to come down to mid lane. Who does well in the mid lane is going to give their team the momentum, because if the Bensington or the Pebbles get off to a good start, that's going to be very key, I think, for those for their team.
This mid tower pressure a little bit as well. I guess not, actually, just a creeper pushed into it, but yeah, the dual versus dual lane, fun to watch there. As mentioned, bottom lane Torture
going in on the Glacius here already. A lot of pressure coming in.
Joust is, Takata stuns Glacius.
Oh, he could not get the he could not get the what's it called, the Lance along to connect. He got disabled. That would have been the Bloodlust. But the uphill miss. No, comes in from Dude. He tries to take him out with the dance floor. So many things just not going the way of Doghouse's. That was so close to being our Bloodlust kill, Breaky.
I was looking at it too. Rhapsody has 5 more movement speed, so definitely knew he was going to catch up for the auto attack. But yeah, the uphill, the RNG god's not in Dude's favor right there. Zane will pop a health potion and return back to the middle lane, and you also see Magnus. Guess what? Volca, 2-minute rune. He picks it up. It's an invis. He's roaming mid.
This invis rune. Yeah, and I don't think that they know. I mean, Bensington's farming like everything's all peachy. Let's see if this is enough damage.
Freezes if necessary.
Oh wow, they might look to go back in. Pebbles is actually going to go down 3 versus 2. And Fa's going to sacrifice himself. There's another lava surge.
The biggest key right there, he's not going to go for that. It's just a death if he does. So the biggest key, Glacius he barely did not have enough mana for the Ice Imprisonment follow after he used the nuke.
Okay. So he maybe miscalculated his mana. I think maybe would have rather used the Imprisonment over the Thunder Blast there for the extra disable.
That's so big for the Hellborn team. 2 versus 3, they come out with a Bloodlust. Okay, he'll stop the regen on Rhapsody, so well played right there from Haha. But
he's got a lot of mana pots actually on duty. He bought quite a few. He's gonna run top for that Merrick's rune to get himself some health back as well. He stuns him in the tower just to deny a creep, but Fa's going back in. Oh, is this enough kill for the... Yes, he brings down the Glacius! Wow. And he's got Apple. 1 versus 2. Bensington showing his power here in the mid lane.
So far, the original Han heroes are beating out the original Dota heroes. Take from that what you will. Rhapsody getting chucked back. Rhapsody is fine, though. No, can't get the freeze off. But the Ice Imprisonment may be a different story, but just out of range. Hit that on a Rhapsody. So, but the mid lane proving not to disappoint as far as both clashing against one another. 4-minute rune's gonna spawn. You see Magnus and Lowstone hiding over here. In fact, Glacius comes over as well. The timing, it's gonna spawn top, it looks like, as Lowstone rocket goes away though.
Gonna be just a little too slippery for them. He's already level 4 with Striders. He's got 13 creep kills, so I mean, I think a lot of that's due to Magnus spending most of his attention on the runes and the mid lane, so not necessarily a 1 versus 1, but Torture's, you know, still dominating this lane by all means, 27 creep kills. But Salforus, oh, mid lane actually, I missed that. Magnus came in for a rotation.
It was just a good combo, the timing there, the Pebbles combo into top the Lava Surge from Magnus roaming.
Yeah, so Lord Salforus actually has the top creep score. He's on 36 creep kills. He's gonna make it 37 here, but we see Moira is looking to stack the jungle already. So this is what I talked about, the Salforus with priority farm. He's gonna be looking to get really big early on.
Hag blinking away right there, taking some offensive pressure from Lord Salforus. Moira, mentioned, middle lane, ready to make a play. That ephemeral forge. But
She's being spotted though on this Word of Sight, which is about to expire any second now. So they are kind of aware that she's nearby. They're playing on their own hill, so kind of shows you their awareness. Benzington looking to go in with a joust, but he cancels it. Let's go in actually.
enough damage for the kill on a Pebbles. Ephemeral Forge, and Pebbles has to run the other direction. Smart play on his part to go down the river instead of back, as those shards were setting up for the stun and the kill. Sir Benzington gets comboed back in. The chain reactions, Torture teleported in, able to get the kill on Sir Benzington. Meanwhile, nice stuff from Magma. So Rocket Drill's not in range. Yes, it is. The head
Here comes the turn though with the shards of Harkon. They might kill the Torture here.
They do.
Wow, the team play coming in from Doghouse is so good to get the return kills after Benzi dies. They killed 3 players and no Rocket Drill up for 4 seconds, so they will not chase the Magmus, but everybody but Lord Salforus was kind of present, and the Wretched Hag was kind of present in that mid lane here, so 3 to 4 heroes per each team, 6 minutes in the mid lane.
Oh, guess what? We're setting
Based
up
on the
for
Rhapsody.
yet
She's
another-
got mana for a stun, and Hag could get caught here. Benzington actually poured it up top. They don't even need the Rhapsody, they just had enough damage.
Yeah, Rhapsody's running in. It's like, I got this guy. Oh, never mind, he's dead.
So now that they have some stacks in the making for Salforus, who's already level 7, it's going to mean he has maxed out more Certissima. He can start to take the stacks. They put Benzington in the safe lane to secure his farm now. So they're going to allocate the resources appropriately. The only thing that this will do is give Pebbles... oh, the Lava Surge missed bottom lane on the Lodestone, so not going to be enough pressure down there, but that will mean that Pebbles can get some free last hits in mid lane, but yeah, he's already up to 300 GPM. Currently, we see the Veiled Rot on the Glacier, so they know that Salforus is in the jungle, and they're going to try to get this timing correct to get the kill on the Salforus here. And if they spot him, he is very low currently on HP, but Moira, she's got her body in position to soak the gank for the Salforus, which looks like he will go down. And he does snipe out the stack, actually. So, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world that they got the jungle stack killed with Salforus living, sacrificing the Moira. They did commit a Veiled Rot on the Glacius for it as well.
Yeah, no, that was, I certainly think victory for the Hellborn side. Is just the time wasted too.
Trying to start channeling bottom, but he's going to run into a Glacius. Here comes Salforus coming in. Can he get in range for a nuke, though? Is the question. The spells are all down. They're going to have to turn their attention toward the Magnus instead. Sticky is pretty tanky, though. He's got vestments. But there's going to be 4 heroes any second here on his tail. Magnus trying to get in range for a Lava Surge. She does before dying. So Volca gets the stun off, and they kill the Lord Salforus, who was upwards of 500 GPM. But they did get the Glacius as well. Pebble Stalagmite stun missed. Yeah, the Rocket Drill avoided it.
If he was just a little more patient, he could have stunned him as he came down. He went to hit him as he was stunning down and Rocket Drilling over the ledge. And just whiffed, unfortunately. So yeah, even Lowstone gets out of there. But
So
2 for
early
1
on
is
we
the
have
picture.
2,000 gold and XP lead for Doghouses. This is mostly on the Salforus, who took out a bunch of stacks. So the good news is for Team Tim that they were able to bring him down one time to slow him down a bit. Otherwise, if Salforus lived bottom lane, this could have gotten to be a very snowballed Lord Salforus early on.
Well, tiny. I just said tiny. Pebbles.
He's not that tiny, Breaky. Look at him. He just grew with his ultimate.
He's growing a little bit.
He's
yeah.
getting bigger.
He's getting pretty big now. He has that Mystic active. Those illusions. Doing some work and trying to use as decoys as he's now roaming in the flank to the mid lane. Lord Salforus here with Rhapsody. As Pebbles. Obviously, they're very aware that they're here, so not going to go for any kind of engagement at this time.
3 people in the mid lane.
Are they?
They catch the Rhapsody out.
They do. The chuck in the air.
Nightfall's
There's the
coming
kill, but Nightfall in, the joust, and now Pebbles is dead.
And Fall even
Not
leaves
the
the
exchange
kill
order.
over to Snooki. So he wants to go for the next kill. That's the main reason. So they trade the Pebbles for the Rhapsody, and every death on the Pebbles in early stages is always very crucial, because with this hero, you're always wanting to hit that timing of that, like the 10 to 12 minute mark, I would say. You want to get that portal key by that time. And right now he's only on 29 gold with all his build-up items, finishing his steam boots. So that means he's not going to have the portal key for at least 5, if not more, more minutes at this rate. So a big kill on the Pebbles, and then we saw Snooki counterward his own jungle. He found a ward from Team Tim in there, so good heads up counterward coming in. And look at the wards from Doghouse, by the way. They are behind both the top and middle lane towers, as we have an Arcane Vortex top lane. I'll let you take over.
Right there, and sets up the free kill on Wretched Hag, so good offensive use. We've seen some awesome vortexes from Moiras in general throughout the series, so another one there from Lilac. Make that kill happen.
The lead continues to grow, so 10 plus minutes into the game, we're at 4k gold and 5k experience. And all 3 of the cores from Doghouse are doing well, 300 plus GPM, whereas it's not quite the same. Hag is, with that dash, she continues to struggle. She's sub 200 GPM. Middle lane initiation.
Jump in, double step at Lowstone. They realize the backup was there. Rhapsody puts up Disco Inferno, and now the lead team trying to retreat Lowstone. The Shadow Storm is eventually going to explode. The Glacial Downpour, though, does take out Lowstone and prevents further support. Rhapsody also killed off in the midst of it. The nuke to finish off Lords of Forest, and they get the kill on the Serpenting. Beautiful for Team Doghouse over here. Or Team Tim, excuse me, on the lead.
Oh, Hag's going to fall. She gets hit by the shard. As she
She got
blinked
hit by
in.
the shard, so she goes down, but now Moira's... Okay, well, Glacius does down as well. Finally, they kill the Moira. So, they lose a couple at the end of that, but still, they get the tower cut, and look at that gold. They actually have the lead now after it's all said and done.
I eat my words. Is that was a 4,000 gold lead? All of a sudden, it's flipped to a 1,900 gold lead now for Team Tim, so... All of a sudden, Team Tim's in the lead, as they did get the tower as well. And 2 minutes ago, Pebbles had no gold, and now he has 1,200. So he's about halfway to the portal key. It's a very big momentum swing for Team Tim.
That's insane. The fact that they were able to do that without Pebbles, as you mentioned, and he just gets to farm the bottom lane during all of that. So yeah, this is... You talked about maybe 5 minutes or so at that pace to get the portal key. It's going to be maybe 3 minutes, so... He's
giving him some jungle stacks too as well. He's working on triple hard and easy camp.
Yeah.
He's got another illusion rune to just give him low cooldown, low mana cost, efficiently farming the stacks here, and 200 to 300 gold away from a portal key. All of a sudden it's going to be a 13 or so minute portal key instead.
Wretched Hag pushing out the top lane, or going to use his tower to get some last hits in here. But here comes Moira with the Sir Bensington. Looking for some kind of setup. Meanwhile, Lodestone using the rocket drill over the ledge yet again to get away over there. Lightbrand finished on Lord South Forest, by the way. So
he's going to be going Dawnbringer. He's going to be playing like a position 1 hero this game. Just make himself scale very, very well. The Lodestone also has his portal key, as we I think just saw Pebbles purchases. So it's sending on the courier right now. Lodestone still needs 350 or so for his. He's going to be spotted here by the Magmus. I think he also, he should have seen the Magmus here as well, so. Drawing some attention to himself here. Veiled Rotted Pebbles, though. They're not going to go for him because the follow-up can't get there, so. Paw needs to be careful on the Bensington. He's going to get... Oh, he does avoid the Stalagmite stun. Great timing with his Joust there, so. Maybe he was aware that the Pebbles was there and just knew exactly how to make him waste the time.
You know what? I think that was Hag going a little too soon himself, because I'm pretty sure he reacted to Hag jumping in more so than Pebbles going for the stun. So if he lets Pebbles jump in a second later, then maybe a different story. So just on the same page. By the way, middle lane, Lodestone trying to get away. Shatterstorm.
He avoids the chain reaction stun. This is a hasted torture, by the way. Oh, he's gonna go down
my
on the
God.
torture. The spells from Sulfuras hit. Oh,
Okay,
but the
well, one
numbers
for
are
one,
not
but
here.
for-
And Fa cancels his Nightfall, so didn't want to go into three players alone.
Yeah. That's a
They
large
bait out
cooldown.
the hag. Oh, but he didn't use the Mana Sunder, unfortunately. Definitely want to use that Mana Sunder before the shard, because he can just blink away. But yeah, I think the Lodestone saw Pebbles break his Veiled Rot up at the Ancient area, so Foss should have known that Pebbles was coming for him either way. But regardless, it was a good job from him to avoid this stun. And Pebbles, I think they were able to kill Sulfuras, right? So he has been doing decently with the Portal Key pickup so far, and the lead slightly favoring Team Tim right now, 2k gold, almost 3k XP. We have them collapsing up in the top lane with the Veiled Rotted Pebbles.
And I'd love to see this. You pick up the Portal Key on Pebbles, and he has just been going, like, looking to use it actively. And yet again, right there. They jump on Moira, they get the kill. Obviously, Brensington is aware now that he needs to get the hell on out of here, and he's still running because Magnus is actually chasing through the trees, but that'll be the end of that pursuit for now. But yeah, I'd love to see it from the Pebbles. Meanwhile, to the right side, Lord Sulfuras cleaning out a nice triple stack Ancients, we'll call it. Is gonna really benefit from that, and he continues to be the top farm of the game, 482 gold per minute.
It's level
There's
12
another
though.
Portal Key though picked up.
It's level 12, almost level 13, and Impa Boy just hit level 11 a second ago, so he's the next highest level in the game. So yeah, if Sulfuras can continue to not die here for a little while, he will, you know, continue to have this big XP advantage over everyone else in the game.
Conqueror's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's his passive, the Darkless Presence, triggering the Kongor.
That's unfortunate. Takes a lot of unnecessary damage as a result, but he will clean these up. As you do see the, what is that, the ice? No, the Frozen Light, that's right. Frozen Light finish there.
So Torture's already got Gnomes and Sackstone. I'm not sure if he's got anything else being delivered. I think that actually is his courier. I don't know what he's delivering though. Okay, so he's gonna go for the Grimoire, I guess, with the Neophytes book.
Hag just avoided a rocket drill as well. Oh my god, the Nightfall out right before Pebbles actually got the stun off. Both sides with some clutch escapes right there, as Hag had to initially escape both the Joust and the rocket drill, which he did. So, but no kills happening. That's all said and done.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, they just freely push the tier 2 tower with Torture and Glacius sitting behind him, so... Bensington's not really having a standout game so far. Only 300 GPM, doesn't have... he went for a lot of build-up, so he's not going to have a farming item for a while this game.
We are seeing some Portal Keys coming out. Moira just gets her on. I also saw Magnus on the other side. Picking up his Hag.
Hag is so close to going down, and he needed one more hit.
Low enough.
Yeah, if that... He's so close to level 11 too. That was 100% a kill with the level 2 Shatterstorm.
Pebbles mid lane meanwhile. That's not a target you want to go. He is a little tanky, so 2.5 life. Magnus here as well, but you saw the support already nearby. Lord Sulfuras just runs him down on Pebbles. So yeah, I don't know if that was just him harassing or what, but clearly not the call is to go for the jump.
Magnus has a blink, by the way, and last game in game 4 he didn't have a very good portal key timing, but this game it's almost like Volka's back to his usual self. He just that was a very I would say unusual game where he doesn't have the blink early on. So this was probably like a 17-minute portal key. He gets the deny there on the mid tower.
Torture sitting up here. What kind of lead stun do they have? Glacius maybe gonna put the imprisonment up on some Bensington. It goes up a little bit further. Yep, now's a chance. Chain reactions will
Nice
be first.
work,
Okay. Nice Vortex to stall. Here comes the response.
Stuns the background.
Beautiful double shard stun as well in the back. Yeah. Hag is having to blink away. The Mana Sunder's up though, and needs to be careful about that. Pebbles finally joins the party late. Rhapsody gonna be the one they combo. Is killed. But now Pebbles has to man up against Lord Sulfuras, who has a full Dawnbringer, mind you. But here comes the Nightfall in from Sir Bensington.
If he can kill this Pebbles, this is huge. I mean, he's in the front lines very low. We just got a combo coming back up.
He ended up hitting a torture, and Bensington is going to die right there. Magnus stuns out, kills Moira, and now it's Lord Self-Force with no mana to work with, or very little at that. Pebble, as you say, nah, you're not going to kill me, we're going to kill you. Gets the combo off. This is a Lord Self-Force with decent farm, but it doesn't matter. Team Tim, beautiful fight for them, and it's going to be a tower kill.
And the big difference was the Lodestone was bottom without a TP this whole time, so he probably ported down there to split push, and I think he took out the bottom tower, if I'm not mistaken. So the numbers advantage was just there. If they were able to bring the Lodestone up there, that could have very well been the opposite, where the fight was in their favor. But the lead did slightly grow with the top tower falling after that great fight from Team Tim. They're up to a 35, almost 3,600 gold lead. So it did go up by a little bit, but it didn't swing too much in their favor. And Doghouse, they still have a level 15 Self-Forest with full Dawnbringer and a Mighty Blade already. And once he gets the Shrunken Head, that's going to be a big pickup for Self-Forest. And the rate that he's farming, he's going to have that probably in a few minutes or so.
We'll be coming back up from death. Meanwhile, Lodestone bottom lane has been trying to run this whole time. The ward's going to spot him, but not going to further engage. There's a Moira nearby that was ready to counter if needed. Forest has that Vortex ready to go with that portal key as we saw earlier. So there's going to be no flash down here, at least just yet. Go back to Torture. Imba Boy, top farm in the game. Will really kind of up there back and forth with the Lord Self-Forest. But yeah, has a light brand to go with the Gnomes, Sacrificial Stone, but a Grimoire is certainly cooking up for the Torturers. Did they catch Lowstone? They sure do. They caught the Lowstone in the end. And
5 heroes
down
down here, though, for that kill. And meanwhile, they're still farming on the Self-Forest and the Bensington while this is going on.
How is Bensington doing? Yeah, Bensington, by the way, going that Sack Stone, another 1,800 gold saved up. So is he going more like a... Is he going to go damage still, you think? Like a Thunderclaw still, or...?
I feel like he still has to. I think he should go Thunderclaw into Shrunken, personally, but we saw him do the Hyper Crown in, I think it was game 3, if I'm not mistaken, where he played the Bensington. I don't think he can get away with doing that and have it work out for them. But yeah, I do think he should go still the Thunderclaw, and then just get the Shrunken Head afterward.
Poured into the mid lane, so all 5 now joining up for the Hellborn side. In Team Doghouse, you have Snooki. Doesn't have his BKB or Shrunken Head just yet. Magnus getting close. Using that invis for information. Also
gonna jump on the Torturer. Very deep, actually.
Will save him though, does Magnus. Undying's put on Torturer's in trouble. The Shadow Storm. Torturer's dead. Big start for the Hellborn. They do lose the Lowstone, but definitely doing his job. However, the Bat Blast down for mentioned Hag. Oh, the save!
Big Melody coming in.
Once again, but it doesn't matter.
Self-Forest is still healthy though. He's tanking the tower, but he's still relatively strong. See, if the Magnus can catch up here with another Lava Surge, they might be able to bring him down. Rhapsody's doing a great job of stopping the Magnus portal key. I think he might be able to catch him though. Hag blinks and blocks him.
Should be dead.
He's got to juke the Magnus here. Oh, he tried.
Almost.
And, yeah, he knew that he had to juke the Magnus there, like try to make him miss the surge, but unfortunately couldn't pull off the juke in time. But dude did a really good job there of trying to stop the blink from Magnus. It just unfortunately wasn't enough. And the fight actually looked really good because they killed the Torturer right away with dumping the Undying and the Nightfall hit on top, and Imba wasn't able to really do that much damage in that fight. But he was able to finish his Grimoire before dying, so he didn't really lose that much. And you can just kind of see he's farming a triple Ancient here. Not really losing that much HP is how much healing the Grimoire is going to give him.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's almost like it's one of those fights you'd want to like a replay to kind of really look at, because yeah, the fact that they killed Torturer off the bat, the most farmed hero in the game, at least on the Legion side, and then still were able to get turned on as much as they were, is still it's something. It's something that Team Tim is got to be very satisfied with how that fight turned out. So yeah, and Torture already back up, another 1,000 gold saved up, ready to go to the Grimoire as mentioned. So I think another key though, and going into that, as I mentioned, Lord Self-Forest, he's getting close to finishing that Shrunken Head, but hadn't finished it yet. So you got to imagine if he has a shrunken head, maybe a different story, but hopefully should have it by the time they fight next.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then he can just freely focus either the torture or the pebbles. Probably going to be the torture. Just run him down, fight him in his face. Bensington does go the Thunderclaw, which I think is correct. And depending on if I think Doghouse is going to want to keep bringing the fights to Team Tim, then he should just go with the Shrunken Head following up the Thunderclaw. We're going to see the Congo attempt here. This time Team Tim does not have any wards in the area, so we should see this one go down safely to Doghouse. They're currently up in the top jungle, baiting to see if anyone will defend this tower, but as we can see, that's not the case.
TP now, so there's the Congo kill. Gonna get their stats. Moira's already looking to protect the top lane though. Do they defend the secondary tower is the question. Is that Half-Life? Legion side is still hanging around. We can play. They're gonna be spotted right there by Moira.
So the tower, I think, will go down without any resistance here. Yeah, it's gonna fall. Meanwhile, middle lane, they're catching the hag.
Enough. Oh no, it's not.
Oh, he lives.
He's able to blink out. Bat blast about the melody again. The timing was perfect.
Now they still get slowed by the bats, but he did prevent the damage. Bensington falls.
Bensington still goes down. Now Rhapsody in trouble. Staccato will stop a glacial downpour, but it doesn't matter. Just too delayed. Yeah, you're right. Even though the damage was mitigated, the slow still did a lot of work there.
Yeah, and Self-Horus was farming the Legion jungle, so again, Doghouse doesn't bring the same amount of numbers that Team Tim does to the fight. And the lead is starting to get to a noticeable point, I would say. I think prior to this fight it was still kind of even, but now we're up to 10k gold. They're jumping the torture here though, he's all alone. They do hit the Shadow Storm on him. I don't know if this is enough damage with the Undying. Snicky gets his TP stopped, he didn't have the Shrunken up. Torture... Oh, you gotta be kidding me, he lives on 50 life from that Undying wearing off.
That is disastrous.
And now...
That's one of those where you're already in a deficit and you go for a pick. I mean, you can understand the logic there, but man, to have it go completely against you, get 2 deaths and no kill. And that was like 3,000 more gold right there as far as the overall net worth lead. So that's that's bad news bears for Team Doghouse now. After that happened. But the fight continues. By the way, we saw Staff of the Master pick up on Pebbles. Has that in his inventory.
Yeah, they could also look to upgrade the... With that staff pickup, they could look to upgrade... I would say anyone maybe but Magnus. Like, Glacius has a good staff effect, and he's building a straight Shrunken. So they could look to upgrade him. They could upgrade the Hag, who has a good staff effect. Even the Torture, he cannot get his Torment. Like, if he gets silenced, it still keeps going. And it increases the damage. I think the better ones would be Glacius and Hag, especially with Glacius building a straight Shrunken. So they might look to upgrade him later on. And the staff pickup amplifies Pebble's damage in team fights and crowd control quite a lot. So it's a good pickup.
Magnus pushing out the mid lane and almost catches Moira. Some portal key action coming out from either side. Top
big
lane,
portal key from
portal
Lowstone.
keys.
He avoids the Stalagmite stun.
Gets out. Close call there as well, but yeah, everyone escapes. But you could just, obviously we're at a point now, more so for Team Tim, where they can feel confident roaming around as they are and looking for these picks. And on the other side, Doghouse has to play very weary. They got to be hesitant in terms of where they're going. They have to be together, ideally. And what we're seeing here, they're going to port to the mid lane is Rhapsody, who, okay, no stun from Magnus, just kind of scaring him. Meanwhile, Shadowstorm is activated, and Lodestone doesn't use it.
Yeah, so I think the good news is he didn't show it, and
Sure.
they don't know that the Shadowstorm's on cooldown for another minute. They do have the Shrunken Head picked up on Torture now, so although he can still get hit with Undying, he can at least block out a lot of the rest of the magic damage from the side of Doghouse. So once the Undying is done, you know, we've seen the healing he has with the Gnomes and the Grimoire. It's quite a lot. So if he can sustain himself, he can stay alive for the team fights. But think it's another case of they desperately need that Shrunken head on Fog, because until Benzi gets the Shrunken, he's gonna be just food in these team fights. He's not the tankiest hero right now.
Oh, mid lane. You gotta be so careful with your team Doghouse, like knowing that this could be it. Again, this is the 5th and final game. That $10,000 prize
TV's
pool.
bottom. They're gonna be looking to catch Benzi. Benzi doesn't have a clue what's happening, and he gets melted.
The melody didn't go off in time, and now that's on cooldown for 2 minutes. At least Rhapsody, well, I was gonna say is gonna survive, but maybe not. Hag finds her. Nice juking.
Nice tree juking, yeah, from Dude. Unfortunately, the melody wasn't in time. Very hard to react to that kind of burst damage. That was a level 3 Bat Blast with Grimoire on top of a Pebbles initiation.
Don't chase this. Okay, yeah, they were chasing this Magmus, and I was gonna say that they might be chasing a little bit too long at this rate.
Rhapsody
Rhapsody
might get caught here, but I guess they decided not to overcommit. But yeah, every death on Bensington really hurts Doghouse. He's still sub 350 GPM, needs another 1300 gold still for the Shrunken, and the racks are being knocked on by Team Tim, and this tower is falling very fast.
Yeah, Bensington down for 8 more seconds, has a buyback, but of course you do not want to use that. So the tower goes down and will just naturally resurrect. But now if you're the Legion side, Team Tim, are they just going to keep this pressure up? Most likely. They're in a very comfortable spot right now. You mentioned the Shrunken Head finished on Glacius. You got the Bound Eye and Volca that they've been using also for counter warding along the way. And they're gonna sit outside the base for now. The creep is constantly being cleared out. I mean, their own Kongor is up, but again, they don't want to force it if they don't have to. Gonna figure out what they want to do for the time being as far as objectives go.
They might also want to wait for the second one to be in proximity of them getting the token. Because if they get a token on Torture, that's going to be pretty hard, I think, for Doghouse to deal with. Mid lane, they are going to miss their initiation on the Hag, and he's turning it around with the bats.
He's kind of toying with them now. He's just keeping them delayed because meanwhile the bottom lane push is happening. Lowstone, he's falling. He's going to go down with the Magma Stun coming in, but now at the bottom lane.
Channeling the Glacial Downpour. They take out Moira. Lodestone falls as well as Rhapsody, and this Rax is going
Split
down.
them up. Yeah, they split them up. And meanwhile, during all this, Lord's Out Forest, his TP is coming off cooldown, but he's too distracted right here. This whole time, he's going to go for the BKB TP, but his base is already, the damage has been done. You're at 20,000 gold deficit now, and Team Tim is going for the throw. Buyback going to be happening from Lodestone. Trying to stall as much as they can, but they know, Team Tim does, that this could be the beginning of the end in their favor. Lord's Out Force, especially if he goes down, but they don't want to.
Oh, they're gonna get the hack kill.
So he's gonna survive, and hack goes down.
One buyback from Rhapsody and one buyback from Lodestone. So 2 buybacks in total.
Got a couple. So Doghouse keeping hope alive.
There's a Storm Spirit picked up on the Magmus, as well as a Bound Eye now. So even the supports are starting to get some big items. I mentioned the Shrunken on Glacius. Hag has 2,400 gold and Pebbles has 3,000 gold, so they're working on next items coming up soon. And Torture, I think, bought a PK and still has 1,800 gold saved up, so he has buyback. He's already 600 gold per minute, skyrocketing after that big fight and the Rax kill.
That screams like a sheep stick pickup next to me, especially with the PK.
Yeah, probably to replace the Sackstone, which is his smallest item right now. But Bensington has a Shrunken, that is great news, and even though his GPM is not very, very high, he can at least sustain himself now to deal some damage in the team fights. Just needs to try to get some more items going, but Hag's gonna get caught here. No, Doghouse is finding some pickoffs. A couple of back-to-back kills on the Hag.
Seems to be the target that they continue to find at least, and this time they actually do come through with the kill, so yeah, that's big, and kind of a reset now that they're going to go right back in. They're going to
catch Magnus here, but they burst him down. They get the Mana Sunder off, he couldn't get any spells off. That's an onslaught streak going for Bensington, so almost 600 gold. And you know
And they steal the bound eye.
yeah, the lead is still a lot for Team Tim, but if they can continue to try to get these pickoffs and they don't give up another racks anytime soon, Doghouse is definitely not out of this game. I mean, we still got a lot of game left, even with the 16K gold lead in favor of Team Tim.
Absolutely, I could definitely see the scenarios where this game is not over. Now, of course, the downside for this entire team, for Team Doghouse, is they're going to constantly have to pay attention to this bottom lane, as we see right now, with the bigger creep waves just pushing it in. So Sir Bensington doing his best to clean that up. Meanwhile, top lane, Lodestone more so, trying to get
PK
away.
up in 1 second. He's gonna PK. Oh,
they
he
can
might
still
get
catch him
caught here.
Yeah, he's gonna.
He's not going for the. Oh, he doesn't have a TP actually, so he's just hiding. Wow.
He's hiding.
He's invisible. They don't know he's here. He's taunting himself. He's like, "Hey, I made it out! Yay!" That's funny. I mean, if anything, now he can maybe try to go from behind and get a big Shadow Storm, but there is the ward on the cliff here, so he would be spotted. He's gonna cut the creep wave and maybe try to stop them from being able to push this top racks. Let's get some good tower damage with the toss. He even linked into the base, so pops the Shrunken. Shadow Storm's being channeled. Does hit onto 2. There's the Storm Spirit from Magnus though.
All in, Lodestone. He helps get the kill on a Wretched Hag. Good Vortex. Glacius eventually going to be sucked in as well. You see Moira with the Ephemeral Forge doing a lot of work in the background with the CC. However, Sir Bensington got comboed eventually with that BKB running out. And now it's reset time for Doghouse. Lords of Force wants to heal on up, but it's 4 versus 4, so still very manageable to hold this.
Yeah, so they used the Undying there on Pebbles, and they didn't really focus him. They just put him to like half HP, and that meant with Torture not having the Undying on him, he was able to just do a lot of damage this fight. They are still going for him though. He doesn't have a Shrunken. Mana Sunder does a lot of work there.
Oh, that group chuck. The Melody though, I think the Melody actually did mitigate some good damage, and it keeps Moira alive.
How did
barely.
nobody die in this engagement? Like the Shrunkens were down on pretty much everyone, and AoE spells are it's crazy. The Melody buys them some more time, so good Melody coming in from Dude once again. Now unfortunately they lost Bensington in this fight, and they lost Hag on the side of Legion, which, you know, he's still kind of like their third core. So I think it hurts Doghouse a little bit more to lose the Bensington.
Either way, it's if you're Doghouse, you're like, you know what, the towers stay alive. We're still in this game. That's what matters. That's that's what they got to keep going for. As long as you're still in the game, especially when your base towers are alive, then you still have hope.
Bellrot on Lodestone. Oh, they actually jump, but Torture gets the Shrunken head off.
Chase Torture. The Undying is on him. Still, the Shadow Storm explosion. They do kill Torture, but at what cost for them? Sir Bensington
Torture buys
is going to
back
follow
here.
itself first, just trying to TP out. Hopefully no stun. Never mind, they have a stun. So now Self-Force is going to have to play the running game. Maybe get the turn kill on him, Magnus, I suppose. He's still kiting away with that speed bump, but Lord South Forest is just too much lockdown to handle. Will end up falling, so they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar once again.
I think he buys back immediately. I think in response to the Torture buyback as well. He knows that the push is coming anyway, so he's going to preemptively buy back, which I think is probably the right call with Bensington being dead for 30 more seconds, and they do have a buyback on Lodestone for, but he's up in 24 seconds. I think they do not want to use that buyback, if they can help it.
There it is.
They're gonna use the glyph. The tower is very low top.
Stone buyback coming in as well. 10 more seconds for Sir Bensington.
Yep, he doesn't have Nightfall for
up.
30 seconds either, so once he respawns, it's still 25-second cooldown or so.
Tower on the back off though. Gonna force any further. Again, I go back to, I guess this is where this whole Kongor change, that obviously the double Kongor now and everything. It doesn't feel like that there's any reason, I shouldn't say that, but if you're ahead like this as you are for Team Tim, is there a time where you're like, let's just do this Kongor? Or is it just really not worth it because you'd be clumped up and you don't want to give them a chance? Like,
Well, I think they could safely do their own Kongor, but maybe they feel that Doghouse, like, if they get caught doing their Kongor, it's a risk that could maybe give Doghouse a chance to come back in the game. But Doghouse is doing their own Kongor, and they're the ones who are down by 22k gold, so they are kind of the fearless ones taking the bigger risk here. And I think when you're in a deficit like this, it makes more sense, I guess, to take the risks, because if you don't take risks, then there's less chances that you can make the comeback.
Oh, there you go. Congro's down. That's buff number 2, right? Yeah.
They're gonna have to defend the bottom lane really quickly because the top lane has no tower, defensive tower. So if Team Tim was to bring the pressure, it is an open Rex. But as we can see, they're not really feeling that they need to force the issue up there. And it almost makes you wonder if Team Tim realizes that they have this kind of a lead. Now, if we take a look at the buyback situation, you only have one more buyback on Self-Forest and Rhapsody, and Lodestone has no buyback. So if Lodestone dies, he's staying dead for probably like around a minute or so at this point. So you have a definite buyback advantage on Legion.
Oh, yep. Snooki showed himself right there to finish off the last of the creeps. He does BKB out though, and will survive. So I thought for a second he was for sure dead, but manages to get out.
Oh,
just in
Pebbles is
time.
catching
Moira,
the Moira here. He could tablet himself backwards, but
Nope.
he decides to walk forward.
Too much lockdown there. Nightfall in.
Big line stun from the Magnus.
Stuns both. Wretched Hack and slow the Undying may tick her down, I believe. Yeah, she is going to end up dying, but Pebbles in with a group chug. And there's the wombo combo that you're looking for.
Second
If your
buyback
team,
immediately
Tim
used from
Patrick.
Self-Forest. Yeah, huge team fight coming in as Patrick gets picked up by Imbo Boy. And that, I don't know, that might have been the last ditch effort. They're gonna, oh, they can't even catch the Magnus. The Sheepstick
Kill.
comes in from Torture.
Not gonna
Penticton's
happen.
gonna fall, and that's the second rack. So I think that might have just did it actually. I mean, there's still 4 people dead. We see Hag even buybacking here. She wants to rejoin and secure this last Rex.
Team Tim on the verge of becoming the winners of the Paradise League. And GG well played are going out. It will be official. Team Tim comes into the grand finals, technically as the underdogs, but we knew we were going to have a good grand finals. Not only did we have a great grand finals going the distance, but Team Tim looks like they're going to be victorious 3-2 over Doghouse to end it all. Congratulations to them. There's the fun overtime now. Just the flashing back and forth. But what a way to finish it, though. Again, yet another great game. Tons of action. And hell of a way to go out. But yeah, very well played by Team Tim. And I got to say, on a personal note, I mean, obviously respect to all these players participating in these finals, and especially for everyone that's been still playing Han to this day in an event like this. But seeing Imba Boy and Zane win what's essentially kind of this final event, 2 players that have been around forever and have competed at the top tier level for a very long time. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So,
Yep.
see it.
Very, very well played here from Team Tim. They are going to be the winner here of the grand finale as they win in Game 5. So, pretty exciting series from both sides. I mean, that was just a boxing match between these 2 heavyweights. Very, very fun to see.
The script is complete exactly as we planned. No, this was fun though. So big congratulations to them again. But yeah, shout out to both teams, like I said, and all 10 of these players, everyone that participated in this event. Obviously, Paradise as well. And just everyone involved. Really cool to see that this event put on and making it happen. But all right, I mean, you know, where do we go from here, right? As far as starting to wrap things up,